My name is Eggs on Toast and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to build a haunted house because that's what I feel like doing. And you're going to watch me, hopefully. So anyway, I decided to build my house in a pale garden because not only are they obviously the creepiest biome, but also because I think they can be a bit underwhelming sometimes. For starters, why are they called gardens when they're clearly forests? Why do creekings have such bad posture? And why do the flowers open their eyes at night? What do they look at? Do they have night vision or something? All of these questions have been plaguing my mind throughout this project. Also, there's not much to find in pale gardens. Once you get some saplings and some moss, you don't really have any other reason to come back. Well, apart from resin, I guess. But what if pale gardens had some sort of rare structure? For example, picture this. You are walking alone through the pale forest at night. You don't know what time it is, but you've been walking since the sun disappeared below the horizon. You can barely see a thing as you stumble through the forest, getting tangled in the hanging moss. You think you've been walking in circles for a while now, and you know it's silly, but you can't shake the feeling of being watched. Then, out of the corner of your eye, you see a pale blue flickering light. You move towards the ghostly light until you soon spot another one and another one winding away through the trees. You follow this trail until you reach a clearing in the forest, where a lonely old cabin stands, with warm light shining out of the windows. You feel a rush of relief. Soon you'll be out of this horrible forest. Or maybe, if you're lucky, the owner of the cabin might take pity on you and offer you a meal and a warm bed for the night. One thing is sure though, whatever happens is bound to be much better than staying out in the forest. Right? That's basically what I want this to be like. building, so now it's time for a tour. I actually think this is probably one of the best things I've built in Minecraft. I'm quite proud of it. Here's some gradient action, which you saw in the time lapse. And here's the tree, which is not very interesting actually. And then over here, there is a tiny graveyard. I don't know why there's some graves in the garden. It's a bit weird. And then here is the grave of Margaret Stonecutter. Margaret Stonecutter was the lady who lived in this house, so I don't know why she's buried in her own garden. It's a bit weird, but just don't question some things. And then around this corner, underneath the balcony, there is some gross green slimy stuff, which is very smelly. It's probably been here for a very long time. And then around here leads to the front door, where there is more smelly rubbish. And when you go inside, that happens. This works because underneath the floor here there is a command block that detects if the player is standing 2 blocks above a gold block, and then these other command blocks play the sounds and make the particles. I didn't really know what to put in this corner here because I wanted to decorate with some custom heads, but the website seems to have been hacked, which is unfortunate. Also, I don't know how that happened, but at least the hackers seem quite nice. This is the kitchen, and here the floor has rotted away and now there's a puddle of water. And there's some skeletons here who probably died a long time ago in a dinner party or something. And one of them has an arrow stuck in its head for some reason. And the other one, I don't know what happened to the other one. Maybe he ate something poisonous, or maybe he was just so bored of the dinner party that he just died. Anyway, there's a cooker over here, and there's also a spilt jar that spilt something poisonous, as you can see. And there's also a cauldron here, a smelly old cauldron with some smelly things in that gives you nausea because it's smelly. Then these stairs lead up to the second floor, which is the library. You can see there's lots of books because it's a library. That's what libraries are for. Then through this painting you can jump through. Then there's this thing. I don't really know what it is, but it looks cool, right? Then, yeah, that happens when you come in. It also starts playing Music Disc 13. You know, a funny story about Music Disc 13. Once, a long time ago, I was listening to it on YouTube on my computer. But then it was bedtime, so I went to bed. But then in the middle of the night, my computer randomly turned back on. And Music Disc 13 randomly started playing in the middle of the night. And it woke me up. And it was really, really creepy and scary. And then I ran out of my room because I was scared. And now I am traumatized. Also in the library, there is some candle parkour to get up to the attic. As you can see, I'm very bad at parkour. Although I'm not sure why you would want to get up to the attic, because it's really gross and mouldy and slimy and smelly up here. And there's even rats in the boxes, which is not nice. Then out here there is the balcony, which to be honest doesn't have a very nice view. And then if you go back up the stairs, you can go to the tower, which does have quite a nice view. But there's not much else there, apart from Archibald II. Don't ask what happened to Archibald I. This is a very sensitive topic around here. Bye, Archibald. And if you go all the way down the stairs, you find the basement. And here there is an emergency escape secret tunnel, which is very ugly and also not very secret. But I don't think you would mind if you were escaping from something. I don't know what you'd be escaping though. And the tunnel leads up here to this grave. And also down in the basement there is another room here. Ooh, it looks like this is where Margaret used to keep her diamonds. I don't mind if I do. Take a little peek.